Welcome to Sound and Communications Viewpoint. We're going to have a discussion today regarding the digital television transition and opportunities for integrators. I'm joined by Jerry Budge with Blonder Tongue and Darren Cheshier with SKC. I'd like to throw the question out to start is what kind of opportunities does this transition offer to us as integrators?
Integrators should go home and get out a nice big thank you card and write it out to Chairman Martin and say thank you for the first bit of government-mandated opportunity for integrators that I've ever seen in my 20 years in this industry. Every facility that relies on off-air free television as their source, think prisons, think hospitals, think schools, think aging homes, everyone who uses this signal is an opportunity for an integrator to go in and perform multiple services. If you can find a facility that has a money tree in the backyard, have them go out and pick their money tree and buy all new digital televisions or viewing locations through you. If they don't have the money tree, which they probably don't, there's still a ton of opportunity for the integrator.
Are there going to be grants out there that the government pushes money out to try to help this situation along, too? I mean, they kind of created this. Will they help it along?
You know, it's interesting you mention that because everyone is aware of the government coupon program where every resident can get a $40 coupon to buy a little cheap residential set-top to use in their home. But there's been no allocation made for prisons, schools, facilities, etc. There's been nothing for them. So the problem is this is all out of their already stretched operating capital budgets. So unfortunately, there is no free money for institutions. But the institutions absolutely, positively have to make the change, or February 17th is going to come along and all their televisions are going to go to snow.
Yeah. And the same would hold true to religious facilities in the wireless mic industry or corporate training facilities. Absolutely. Any of those devices that are especially in that 700 megahertz bandwidth are just going to become obsolete and not usable. Now, that might not happen as fast as the digital television transition because there's no devices out there that are pushing in that 700 megahertz bandwidth yet.
Okay, so when you mentioned 700 megahertz wireless, so wireless microphones as we're aware and we've talked about, are being pushed out of the 700-800 megahertz band. Yes. So our customers who have wireless are going to be looking for a solution so that they can stay on the air.
It affects both sides, the video plant and the audio slice of life as well. There are solutions, and integrators need to sit down and get educated to their local market, their local geography, because we're talking about, relying on something that's broadcast from a television studio many miles away and coming in locally to their facility. And once it reaches their facility, they then have the option, if they didn't find the customer with the money tree to replace all the sets, they now have to make accommodations to convert that digital signal back to analog so that all their perfectly good televisions don't have to go to the recycler.
So at some point there's going to be a head-end conversion.
Has to be a head-end conversion. It's
just
not,
so that we
if
can
they want to watch TV.
Okay.
If they don't want to watch TV, well, hey, that's cool. You can let them all go back.
But that head-end conversion won't give them digital television unless they also replace television with digital-capable displays as well. Is that true?
There are two ways to approach it. You can take the digital, process it as digital, and distribute it as digital, but now you need a digital viewing location. Or you can take the digital input, convert it back to analog, and now it will integrate with the distribution network they already have and the viewing locations they already have, and life is good.
What's that going to do with the quality of the signal if they start taking that digital down to analog again?
It will look better than their existing analog does because the transmission from the broadcast tower to that facility is digital. It's either a go or a no-go. So they'll have an improved picture quality on their existing analog system. If they distribute it as digital, they will have a tremendous improvement because now they'll be looking at 1080 lines of resolution versus 480.
I'd like for you to hold that thought. We're going to come back in just a moment and continue this conversation.